Hey, hi there, and welcome to a new episode on my channel Longer More. Who are you? I'm a special guest here, and my question to him is like, do you like my dress, by the way? So, would you? Oh no, I didn't ask you to answer yet.
Okay.
But I do ask you, would you ever wear a dress?
I think no.
Why not?
It's too feminine for me.
Too feminine?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
But and just have a dress in general? Like perhaps there are more masculine dresses?
No, my mind is not open enough.
Okay, that's fine. So, how do you want to present yourself?
How do I want to present myself? So I'm Emanuel, and I have the biggest German learning blog on the web. Well, I don't know if that's true, but it's big.
Yeah. Wow. Bravo.
And yeah, I'm trying to help people learn German in a intuitive way and help them like lose their fear of language.
For who is your website suited?
My website is suited for anybody, like from absolute beginner to pretty much fluent German learner, and even for German native speakers when they're teaching German, it's a good resource. It's a, I would say, supplementary resource. So unless you're a super skilled self-study person, you will need something else to learn German. But it's a very good supplement that can help you make connections in your mind for vocabulary and for grammar. And especially for grammar, for a lot of topics I have a slightly different angle than what you can find in a textbook.
Do you have some recommendations for learning Deutsch? Wie kann man Deutsch lernen?
So my recommendation is that you learn a lot of vocabulary, especially verbs, and maybe the building blocks of words like prefixes and endings. And you don't put any energy into learning the gender, and you don't put any energy into learning the case, because it's a waste of your capacity. You won't get it right anyway. You'll just get confused and frustrated, and in the end no one cares if you get it right or not. Like, it doesn't help understanding, and no one gives you applause just because you know the gender of words. That's something that can come later, and I do not believe in this statement, once it's learned it can't be changed, and it's harder to change it once it's learned. I think that's bullshit. It's much easier to change the gender of a noun in your head when the noun is already there than to learn it together from the start. So I think try to pick up as many words as fast as you can, and don't worry about all the small details. And another thing that I think is important or helpful for many people is that there's this belief that you should start speaking as soon as possible, and you should try to have conversations as soon as possible and consume content as soon as possible. And that does work for some people. Some people are skilled or have the personality for it, but many people do not. And I think there is no shame in spending the first 3 months not having any conversations and not consuming any content, and instead just building up a base of vocabulary and maybe the basic grammar. It doesn't have to be much, but building up a solid base of words that you really know and that you recognize immediately, and then you can go out and start having conversations, because that'll be much easier and much more fluent than if you started at week 2, where you know maybe 100 words and then you say 20 of them, and then the conversation dies, or the other person says a word you don't know, and all the time you're like, what, sorry, I don't know this. So I think it's better to take time and build the vocabulary base and not worry about speaking from the beginning. You have enough time to do that later, and it'll be much faster.
So where did your journey start, Emanuel?
My teacher journey started in Finland when I did a student exchange, and there I realized that I enjoy explaining German grammar to other people. And because I wasn't interested in my studies so much, I thought, okay, maybe being a German teacher is something that I can easily do, and I can do it in different countries on the planet. And so I started giving small group courses back at home in Berlin in the university cafeteria, and I built my own kind of system of teaching. And because I didn't like textbooks very much for any language, I think they're too dumb for adults, I thought, yeah, I want to have my own textbook. But because I thought writing a textbook is quite a lot of work, I started writing a blog. And then after, just to get in the flow, practice writing in English. And then after a few articles, I had found kind of the tone automatically, like what's the tone of it, what's the concept of it. And then I just kept going for years and years and years because I got positive feedback. And so it slowly grew into what it is today.
So what languages did you learn and why?
So I learned English in school, I learned French in school, and I learned English by myself later because of work and because I was interested. Same for French. I studied French because I wanted to speak it well. I also learned a bit of Italian because I like the language, and I have a good friend in Italy. I studied a bit of Bulgarian because my partner is from Bulgaria, but I didn't get very far with Bulgarian. And I studied Finnish, and the only reason I started Finnish was because I was there on student exchange and I had zero intention of learning Finnish. But once I was there, I couldn't understand anything, nothing, like not a single sign, nothing. And that pissed me off really bad. And I bought a dictionary and actually started learning Finnish vocabulary just so I could understand some parts. And then the way Finnish is as a language is very much my liking. So it's like very logical and like puzzle pieces together, and it fits my learning style perfectly. So I learned quite a bit of Finnish, but at some point I stopped because I felt like, why am I learning a language of 4 million people when I can learn French instead? Yeah.
Thanks for watching this video. Are there any tips that you have? What did you think of the tips that were shared in this video with Emanuel about Deutschlernen, learning German? See you soon. Bye bye.